My name's Steve. I'm one of the second longest serving paramedics here at Cornwall Air Base. Good timing.
Cornwall Air Ambulance was formed in 1987 as the first air ambulance in the UK. Since then has flown over 29,000 missions, providing life-saving care to the people and visitors to Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. Since its formation, the air ambulance has changed significantly.
So back in the day when we were based over there at the military side at RAF St Morgan, our base unit was just a tiny porter cabin with some very limited facilities. There was a duty crew of 2 paramedics and a pilot in a very tight working space. Life was very cramped. We didn't have any great clinical stalls or facilities. The charity were based 20 miles away. And in order for those guys to be able to visit and see what we were doing, that would involve a drive to the base, and then potentially they would get there and watch us just leave on a mission. Now at this great facility here at Trevithick Downs, the charity and the operations team have all joined together as one, so we're one big happy family now. The charity staff, the operations team, all the volunteers and everyone that helps deliver this service all together, so there's a lot more effective team working. It's been great for PR events and fundraising. We're also able to show our service to all of our fantastic supporters that keep the service running, which helps showcase the great work we do here at Cornwall Air Ambulance.
The care that's provided is only possible with the donations from the public supporting the charity. We use those funds to fly the aircraft, to train our paramedics, to buy the specialist medical equipment and drugs that are used on the aircraft every day.
In the time frame here, it's now grown from just a crew of 6 paramedics and 2 pilots to an operations team of 10 critical care paramedics, 4 doctors and 4 pilots, which enables us to deliver a critical care service of 19 hours a day from 7 in the morning till 2 at night.
We carry equipment that is not found on road ambulances like portable ultrasound. We now carry blood as part of the standard equipment on the aircraft that provides life-saving treatment to some of the most critically ill and injured patients.
In the last 30 years, the development of Cornwall Air Ambulance Trust has seen progression from part-time paramedics to full-time paramedics to qualification as critical care paramedics. The operations moved from a day-only basis to a day-night basis, and we now carry out around 19 hours of available flying shifts every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. A critical care paramedic is a natural progression role from that of a paramedic. It means you become a specialist in certain areas. This includes drug administration, such as ketamine, for sedation of patients suffering trauma. It includes being able to do surgical skills, such as those suffering from an obstructed airway. And we carry a range of additional drugs, including blood products and advanced drugs for resuscitation.
Carrying blood products has been a huge development for the air ambulance and for the people of Cornwall, particularly with such long transfer times to hospital. The option to be able to give a pre-hospital blood transfusion can often be the difference between life and death. So we go to a large number of cardiac arrests in the community in which a patient's heart has stopped beating and they've stopped breathing. We carry a Lucas automated chest compression device, which allows us to provide effective chest compressions via the machine, which won't tire, and it also enables another member of the team to be able to provide other treatments to the patient.
Being a specialist paramedic-led unit means that we operate on a daily basis as a double crew critical care team. This means that both members of the team are specialist paramedics in critical care. This is unusual to some units which are doctor-led, which have physicians flying on a daily basis. So Cornwall is one of the first to be a non-physician-led unit.
Another bit of kit we carry is the Hamilton T1 ventilator, which is intensive care level ventilator equipment. And another bit of kit is EPOC, so electronic point of care, blood gas tester machine. It gives us a real good snapshot into the physiology and the pathophysiology of the patients that we're going to, so we can understand what's going wrong in order to try and correct it.
When people join the unit from a paramedic role, they begin as trainee specialist paramedics in critical care. They undergo quite an extensive and expensive process through university of the critical care development pathway, and this is obviously solely funded by the charity and the people of Cornwall on the Isles of Scilly.
The thing with the air ambulance is you don't know when you're going to need it, and it can be a perfectly normal day, and the click of a finger you're in the need of critical care wherever you are within the county, which is exactly what happened to Scott last summer when he was involved in a flash fryer fire down in St Ives in a restaurant.
There can be an increased level of satisfaction by providing some of the enhanced skills that we can provide. And in Scott's case in particular, it was really nice to see him again and to find out that the medication and treatment we were able to provide to him on the day helped in his time of need.
So it was a nice sunny day in St Ives, so I decided to just take a wander into the kitchen, and next thing I know there's a massive explosion. One of the guys was cleaning the fryer and water just got into it and into the hot oil, and yeah, it just exploded. And I got all hot oil all over my arms, back of my head, my hand, and yeah, obviously panic set in. If the air ambulance hadn't have been there, obviously it was the middle of St Ives, middle of August, it would have taken me an hour and a half to get to Derriford Hospital where the air ambulance took me. I think it took them 20 minutes. The air ambulance obviously gave me a higher dose of medication, which land ambulances can't give you. Just the pain relief really was a massive help. They saved my life basically. It's Cornwall Air Ambulance, it's not the UK Air Ambulance, it's for Cornwall, and a lot of corporations and businesses locally support the air ambulance, and we can't thank you enough for doing that, because without your extra help there wouldn't be an air ambulance. Then just think, when you see that air ambulance fly over, hope that you never need it, and think that if you do need it at any stage of your life, or family or a friend, that you can support it and it can be there for you. So my wife, like myself, absolutely loves the air ambulance, and when we see the air ambulance go over together, we always have that little look at each other. It's to say, like, thank God for the air ambulance. When something happens, you don't realise how lucky you are. It's a bit emotional when I talk about the family.
It costs nearly £5 million every year to keep the service flying and to keep us treating patients, bringing that specialist critical care to all of the people we treat.
Pre-hospital care is always evolving. In order to keep abreast of the latest technologies and training for our critical care team, your support is vital.
Saving lives is a team effort, from our crew to all of our supporters. Without your efforts, we can't keep the Cornwall Air Ambulance flying and saving lives. Together, we are one big team.